Health Ministry assures adequate supply of influenza antivirus. Taiwan Tsai roams to second term with win in presidential race. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching News on 2. A senior citizen was found dead on a bench at the Kuala Terengganu bus station. The man, who had no personal identification on him, was found by a taxi driver at about 6:30 p.m. yesterday. According to a witness, Lazim Tareha, the victim was believed to be from Kelantan and had been staying at the bus station for the past 2 days. Lazim then immediately called for an ambulance after noticing the victim had not moved for a while. The victim was declared dead after the ambulance arrived at the scene. The body was sent to the police and forensics unit in Sultanah Nur Zahira Hospital for further action. The case has been classified as sudden death. One half of a twin died due to influenza A H1N1 virus infection, while her brother was discharged after being treated at the Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah in Temerloh, Pahang. Pahang Health Department Director Dato Dr. Bahari Tok Muda Awang Ngah said the twins were admitted to the hospital in December last year. He said the victim's cause of death could only be confirmed by the hospital after it was reported on the 1st of January. Investigation found that the twins had only been on to 2 places, which were their nursery and the supermarket. He added that there was no one at the nursery who tested positive for H1N1, so the victims could have been infected during their visit to the supermarket. The State Health Department Director added that the case is considered as an isolated case as there is no outbreak reported so far. The Education Ministry will be referring to the Health Ministry before deciding whether if there is a need to close down schools with influenza A cases reported. This is following the closure of Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina Li Hua in Butterworth, Pulau Pinang from the 8th until the 18th of January after 5 students were infected with the virus. Deputy Education Minister Tioni Ching said parents also play an important role in preventing the widespread of the virus in schools.
Jadi yang paling penting ialah ibu bapa dan juga pihak sekolah perlulah mengambil perhatian sama ada anak-anak itu adalah simptom menunjukkan bahawa mereka mungkinlah sudah menjangkiti influenza A. Kalau anak itu ada simptom, mereka dinasihati untuk berehat di rumah dan juga perlulah dapatlah rawatan daripada pihak doktor, of course.
Meanwhile, on another issue, Teo said the principal of a school in Johor Bahru that was allegedly to be involved in sexual grooming a student is now temporarily stationed at a district education office. The Deputy Education Minister said she views the issue seriously and urged any students to come forward and lodge a report if they have been victimized by anyone. Meanwhile, Health Minister Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said there is no need for school closure. He also assured that there are adequate supply of the influenza antivirus medicinal stock. Dato Sri Zulkifli said the ministry will also increase its surveillance at all of the country's entry and exit points to curb any possibility of the virus widespread.
Tingkatkan kewaspadaan kami di CPRC dan semua badan-badan pihak-pihak yang bertanggungjawab telah kita gerakkan semua pegawai kesihatan daerah ya dan semua fasiliti-fasiliti kita telah kita berikan arahan untuk mempertingkatkan ini ya, dan kita pun tahu bahawa influenza ini tidaklah sama dengan apa yang influenza yang berlaku di Wuhan China itu ya, dan ini merupakan satu novel coronavirus yang baru dikesan, dan semua ini kita akan tunggu pembutirannya daripada pihak yang berwajib ya.
A A young couple was detained by members of the public shortly after snatching a handbag from a woman in Kampung Sungai Semiar, Sik, Kedah yesterday. Sik Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Abdul Razak Osman said in the incident that happened at about 6:15 p.m, the couple aged 20 and 21 was chased by two civilians who noticed the snatching incident. The couple were arrested after they fell off their motorcycle in Kampung Sungai Star. The suspects were then handed over to the police, who seized a motorcycle and a knife. DSP Abdul Razak noted that the male suspects had previous drug-related records. He added that both suspects were remanded for 7 days until the 18th of January, and the case is currently being investigated under Section 395 of the Penal Code. Voters in the Kimanis parliamentary constituency who have not received the voters' card should check their voting information in advance before polling day on the 18th of January. Election Commission Chairman Dato' Azhar Azizan Harun, in a statement today, said the voters could do so through the EC portal at pengundi.spr.gov.my or call 03-889-27018 or My SPR SEMA application, or send an SMS to 15888 by typing SPR SEMA no.IC number. According to Dato' Azhar, voters who have received the voters' card or already know their voting information no longer needed to go to the voters' reference booth, but to proceed to their respective polling streams on polling day. He also reminded voters to bring along their identity cards and present their voting details to the EC staff on duty at the polling stream, as this would make it easier for the staff to verify their names and to ensure a smooth voting process. The by-election will witness a straight fight between Datuk Karim Bujang of Parti Warisan Sabah and Barisan Nasional candidate Datuk Muhammad Alamin. The EC has set polling on 18 January and early voting is on the 14th of January. Welcome back. The registration for the petrol subsidy program for the middle-income M40 group is expected to be open during the second quarter of this year. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Dato' Srina Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said the ministry, along with the Finance Ministry, are currently studying the best mechanism to distribute the subsidy to the M40 recipients. Dato' Sri Saifuddin said the data of the B40 recipients have been completed and the subsidy distribution methods are currently being discussed by both ministries. He said the postponement of the program also provided opportunities for the two ministries to reach a consensus. The ministry also conducted studies and found that cash distribution might be the most effective way to distribute the subsidy to the B40 community. Commenting further, Dato' Sri Saifuddin said the petrol subsidy program was introduced to ensure the subsidy could only be used by eligible consumers. The Transport Ministry will hold a meeting with Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad KTMB management tomorrow to find ways to further improve KTMB's railway service and spur public transport use among the rakyat. Minister Anthony Loke Sirfuk said discussions with KTMB will centre around measures to make the railway service more reliable and accessible. Speaking to reporters when met in Putrajaya today, Lokes also lauded the marked improvement in terms of speed and punctuality of KTMB train services, but at the same time reminded KTMB to enhance its efficiency and service quality.
Pihak kerajaan melalui Kementerian Pengangkutan sudah tentunya kita akan terus melihat dan membantu bagaimana menambah baik infrastruktur KTM. Tetapi apa yang lebih penting juga ialah dari segi pengurusan dan juga bagaimana kita boleh menambah baik sistem penyampaian kepada rakyat. Dan antara isu yang sering diadu oleh rakyat, oleh pengguna ialah sistem tiketing kita. Itu merupakan salah satu perkara yang perlu kita memberikan fokus.
Customers of Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB will earn a 2.5% interest, or also known as a rebate per annum, on their electricity security deposit, which will be credited into their January bill. In a statement, TNB said with the yearly interest as provided for under the Electricity Supply Act 1990, the security deposits of TNB customers would increase over time because the interest is calculated based on the accumulated balance of the deposit. However, according to TNB, the rebate is only given to deposits paid in cash. Customers whose deposit exceeded 2,000 ringgit have the option to pay a deposit either in cash or bank guarantee. That concludes this evening's news on 2. In our top story, Health Ministry assures adequate supply of influenza antivirus. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Cynthia Arthur. Thank you for watching.